here so we can see it.
That's right in front of your
Right here.
face.
Yeah. Right in the light bulb outside the room. Okay, there we go. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Thursday, February 2nd, 2023 meeting of the City Council Business and Community Affairs Committee. Today we have one item on our agenda, and that is the discussion regarding criteria to become a certified film-friendly city. And I'm not sure if we have a staff presentation or not, or if this is just an open discussion, but.
I have a presentation
Okay,
for you.
Dan Shim, I'll go to open the floor for you.
Yeah, great. Thank you. I've got to present to you all recently on other things. This one should be, I think, pretty quick and easy and straightforward. But I want to talk to you about getting Norman certified as a film-friendly community. So you can see on our almost completed map there, we had some screenshot deals. All of those spots on the map represent film-friendly communities within Oklahoma. You'll notice conspicuously absent from a mark there is Norman. And so we want to chat with you about what that means and how we can fix it. So really this is a burgeoning industry. In 2023 there will be 18 made in Oklahoma films released. None of those right now have been filmed in Norman, so we want to fix that. And you can see this is really small here, but a few of the big ones that I'm sure you all know about: Killers of the Flower Moon. You've got.
Filmed in Norman, partially.
Oh, we didn't have that on the film certified page, so
They
we'll
were
have
on
to.
campus.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know that. Tulsa King 2 season 2 is on there. Reservoir Dogs is another one that's filmed. So lots of them here, but these are all 18, and that was too small to share, but or to see. But why is this important? To show just a little video here. Here we go. Do we have sound? I hope.
Should be.
A little bit of a lag here, so bear with me. But what this video talks about is all the jobs created from the film industry. And for some reason, I can't get this to play. Try one more thing. Well, I'll give you the gist of it since it's not working here. Technology. So when these films are produced and made in your city, they have all the computer and technology people that are here doing the special effects and adding laser beams shooting out of the dinosaurs' eyes and whatnot. You have the crews that are here, obviously physically shooting the productions. While those crews are here, they're eating, they're drinking. They need to eat 3 meals a day. You've got extras that are being paid. Then they're coming back and they're staying in our hotels while they film here, and they're going to our museums and our attractions, and they're spending money here. So what this video would have showed you is that this is for each film that's produced. All of these create hundreds of jobs that are here while the filming takes place, and it's over months and months at a time while it's filmed. And so what we want is a piece of that pie. And we have some great assets with our downtown historic campus corner, the university, and all of the facilities that are there. I mean, these movies are looking for that Americana that we offer, you know. And so we have things that we want to promote, and this would make it much easier.
And I assume that, you know, these companies' preference would be to hire local on any chance they get. So it's not just, it's local jobs we're talking about creating here.
Absolutely. They're not flying people in. I mean, certainly there are specialties that they fly in, experts or others, but for the most part, and with this industry blooming here in Oklahoma, we have more and more of these professionals here, whether it's the computer, the film production, everything else.
Grant.
So when you say that slice of Americana, are you thinking like a historic looking Main Street or some of these neighborhoods?
It's everything, you know, it just depends on what the production is looking for, but a downtown, rural spaces, downtown, the Union, the football stadium, just whatever we have to offer. They don't have to go create in Hollywood. They have to build a downtown that looks like ours. Here, we've got something that's ready-made to shoot, or Campus Corner, or one of our parks, or whatever. You know, we have all of that here, and you see up here with the Film in Oklahoma Act of 2021, more and more of these Hollywood producers are coming here to shoot films. And so we'll talk about the assets and what they're looking for here in a little bit.
Councilmember Holm.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that when I was a kid in the early 90s, they filmed a movie at the football stadium called The Dennis Bird Story, Rise and Walk. And they made it look like it was where the Jets played. Yeah, because that's who he played for.
I think we have that listed here a little bit later.
And then, in 2018 or 19, they filmed a movie here called Turkey Bowl.
Yep.
And one of the characters or actors was one of the main characters in Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And so he was real recognizable. And that year I was working every Monday and Wednesday night at the deli, and they were using a house on Lahoma as part of it. And they came to the deli almost every night. And they had one guy that would just pay for everything. And
Really?
they would bring 20 people, a whole crew.
Wow.
And they would come and drink, of course. And
This was anecdotal evidence to what
I
you're
don't
doing.
need the video. I just have Steve.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
so that was my experience with them filming a movie. And
That's awesome.
It was
I didn't know that.
it definitely spending money in the community. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget Philip Seymour Hoffman wearing the OU hat. in
Yeah,
the Twisted
yep,
movie.
yep.
you know,
That was
just-
filmed partially here
Yep.
as well.
Sorry,
So
didn't mean to do
that's
that.
okay. If no more questions, so May of 2021, the Filmed in Oklahoma Act was signed by Governor Stitt. This law created a new rebate program that raised the annual cap, which means how much they can refund and incentivize from $8 million to $30 million. And so all of those film-friendly communities that you saw on the list are taking advantage of this and getting tons of dollars. And so it's a rebate program that's designed to give 20%, up to 20% or more back on total dollars spent in the state. And then that's obviously repaid by all of the money that's spent within the state, generating sales tax and jobs and other things. So the economic impact in FY21, 11,004 local career opportunities were created with direct fiscal impact and $170.4 million from 32 film and television productions that use this incentive program. And we in Oklahoma have been recognized by Movie Maker magazine by ranking Oklahoma City number 13 in its top 25 list of big cities, and Tulsa's number 5 in the top 10 list of small cities, towns for best places to live and work as a movie maker. So, I mean, that's huge. I talked to my counterpart in Tulsa just last week, and she said they are absolutely seeing a tremendous impact from tourism in this industry. With all of the films and things being produced. And Tulsa's one that jumped in early. They have a film and movie local office there that works on all of this. And they're, granted, bigger than Norman, but we can still take advantage of this. And with Oklahoma City being listed here too, just like a visitor, these producers and movie makers, they don't drive through and see the city lines like we do. It's all one big metro, and they don't care if it's in Oklahoma City or if it's in Norman. If it has the assets they're looking for to film, then they'll come and utilize it.
Absolutely. Councilmember Schuler.
Well, I was going to make another point, but to that point, Tulsa King filmed extensively in Oklahoma City, not just in Tulsa.
Yes.
So I've seen like multiple things on that show that were like, oh, I know that's not in Tulsa.
Right.
That's in Oklahoma City. So that's kind of a key aspect, being able to kind of be able to jump around and be versatile, I guess.
And to that point, you not only get the direct economic impact from dollars spent, but you saw Tulsa King on social media, Sylvester Stallone, taking pictures everywhere and posting them on social media and other that then promote, that Sylvester Stallone with that. I got to go try that out.
Yeah.
So for those of us that are marketing a community, that's pure gold, and we would use that like crazy anytime someone comes here.
So, but my other point before you were saying that was, I think we have a unique opportunity with the university too, with our journalism school and all of the I guess, jobs that might be created for students within this industry. Like, we don't have necessarily a film school, but we have a lot of editing. We have, they are learning some, visual aspects and all of that. Like, I think there would be a ready-made kind of population for jobs.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. And, being a part of the larger metro area, you've got Prairie Surf Media that's in the old Cox Convention Center that is built just for this. And so they have all of all of the talent needed to bring these movies here. And then we'll, of course, cultivate that here in Norman as it grows. Okay. So we want to be a film-friendly community here. So this would help communities develop the necessary permits and protocol to address film and television production in their area. So really, that's why we're here. We want to talk to you about getting Norman on this list. So past Norman productions, Stephen touched on a little bit of these, Lauren. Turkey Bowl, Deadly Misconduct, Rise and Walk, the Dennis Bird story, Stephen, that you talked about. Full Out 2, you've got this. There's Twister. Then we've had, there are a few missing from IMDb. We know that The Diner was featured on Diners, Drives, and
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
thank you. And then also the Diner renovation show as well. So we've had a few more than that listed here, but certainly we're not getting our fair share right now. And a lot of that is due to the fact that we're not listed on this film-friendly community website. And what that does, through the state and Travel OK, there's a landing page that has all of the film-friendly certified communities, and it's got a list of all of their assets. We've worked to get ready for that. We just need to meet all of the requirements to be a film-friendly community, which I will go into. So it's a 3-step process. We've completed 1 and 2. The first step is filling out the application. Check, done. We've got it.
Who does that go to?
It's the Oklahoma Film Office, right? Yosef. And so we filled that out. We thought we were good to go. You have to, step 2 is designating a single point of contact. We've designated Stephanie Brickman from our office to be the point of contact there and manage all of our assets and things. We thought we were done at that point. We started this process about a year ago, and we didn't hear anything back. We waited. We checked yes on the application that we had a permit, thinking that we could use our special event permit, and I don't know why they didn't get back to us sooner, but they didn't like just having other as on our special events. As it needs to be specifically filmed, and so that is the 3rd step. We have to have a film permit for the city of Norman.
Okay.
And we reached out to our colleagues in other places. Bartlesville shared their permit with us, and really, it is our special event permit. But it just, when you're checking what type of event, you got to have film or movie or something on that box.
And this is a permit a film company would use to come and take advantage
They
of
would
this.
fill out the permit, and in the past, Turkey Bowl, for example, they would reach out to us. Oklahoma didn't have the incentives at that time, but they would reach out to us, the producers, and we would talk to them and say, yeah, here's the assets. Stephanie would give them ideas for all the shots that they need, and we would put them in touch. At that time, Sarah wasn't doing the special events permits. It was Brenda, and so they would talk, and we thought that we had a film permit because they would work, but it was just the special event permit they were using. Didn't matter because we didn't have the state incentives at the time, and they didn't have this film-friendly certification.
Gotcha.
So really now we just need to get that last step of a city permit that's for film. And so like this says, we have a special event permit. We just need to modify it and adapt it to fulfill the final step, which means there's a little box that checks my event as a film. Everything else they fill out, it's already there. So two things we need to look at is right now we have the old paper forms, and so talking with Sarah here a little bit, who manages that. I think we either just turn other into, add a box by other that says film or whatnot, and that's the old method. We're in the process of getting new electronic permits, and so once that's done, we'll be able to put that on those electronic permits, but we want to we want to alter this current one until that takes place so that we don't miss out on opportunities.
Gotcha. Councilmember Grant.
Why Bartlesville? Like, did you also look at Tulsa or OTC?
I didn't. Bartlesville, I knew had just gotten theirs first, and so we reached out to them, and Maria, my friend up there, was ready to share theirs. I could easily get Tulsa's as well. I think and I see our city attorneys back here, so I don't want to, I'm not an attorney. I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express, but to me, the permit is less, what's on the permit is less important. We just need the box checked that says we have one to be certified as film friendly. So if everyone at the city is happy with what we get from the special event permit, we don't feel the need to go build a whole special one. But if there is that need out there, we certainly can get Tulsa's and Oklahoma City's and everybody else's that is here. But our goal is to get certified as film friendly.
Well, that was going to be my question. Does this take any kind of council action as an ordinance change, or is this just an administrative function to just update the permit?
I haven't had a chance to look at all of this yet, since it was added to the agenda, but I will, and if that's what brings it forward, probably.
Awesome.
We don't like to go change policies and permits and all that kind of stuff unless council says that sounds like a great idea to us. So we would always want your consensus that
Absolutely.
we're on the right path.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Councilmember Schuler.
Kind of along the same line of questioning that Councilmember Grant was talking about, so updating the special event permit, is there something unique and different that is not covered that in the current language of that, like I think it's important to understand, like there's a different impact to having a film, like in terms of like more road closures than just like a single weekend. Like it could be a multi-month process. So like, is there any unique challenges that we might want to think about in that special permit or special event, or one that's specifically for film? Like I'm not opposed to this. I just want to think about like, what is the impact for our citizens? And do we need to be a little bit more explicitly clear because of those challenges?
Right, because I think you can only get a special event permit 3 times a year, for 7 times a year. I can't remember exactly what it is.
You can get multiple special noise variance permits are linked to a certain location for
Okay.
7 times a year.
7 times.
Um,
So I think there's validity in what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think there's a little, and I don't have enough looked at it, but I think there's some language that needs to be changed. But like a street closure, I don't think we would ever approve a street closure for more than, I think there's a limit on that for like, if it was months, I don't think we would approve that.
Well,
Now,
yeah, I'm just saying.
ponder that opportunity.
They move
I mean,
around, and I just wonder, like, is there nuance in, like, I want this road closed then, but then I'm going to be over here and do this, and, you know.
And usually traffic
various
management
things.
plans go along
Yeah.
with a road closure request that you tell us how folks are supposed to get where they need to go. But in the event, you know, Stallone showed up and said, Norman King, that's the next series, and we may need to be in this road for 2 weeks. If there is an opportunity, and I'm just kind of pondering that, depending on when they need to start, if there are questions that go above and beyond like a weekend shoot, that we could say, is there a process to say,
Yeah.
this is a much bigger production that could lead to, you know, much greater exposure for Norman, do we throw that on the consent calendar for council to approve a long-term street closure or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's a cost benefit. Absolutely. Councilmember Grant.
Yeah, just to go back to Tulsa, because you know they were in that top, what was it, number 5?
Yeah,
On the
number
list of
5
10?
and top 10 small movie making.
So kind of curious what their permit looks like. Maybe they help spell it out for production companies.
I'll reach out and get that first thing tomorrow.
And with all the production they have currently going on, that long-term street closure, what are long-term impacts since they're living in it? To say, did they need anything that you couldn't handle in a day or, you know, a weekend
Yeah.
that required something a lot more intense? I know, you know, down in Hollywood and the big cities where they're filming, you know, police chases and everything, they schedule a lot of that to happen at night when there's not a lot of business traffic going on, and they're in and out before 6 a.m. And so there are solutions. We're just not exposed to them yet, so we have to do that.
Absolutely.
Kind of
Well, I'm thinking even like, you know, Norman Music Fest, they have their street closure plans, and it shows where all the dumpsters go, all the police barricades. I mean, they've got it spelled out to a T where every little
Yeah.
piece goes. And so I don't know if we need to get into the weeds that much, but some level of,
Sure.
you know,
There are 28 other municipalities here that have done this.
Right.
So we certainly
Shouldn't have to-
get a lot of different options to review. And but I also can't imagine you're not shutting down a street for 2 weeks. It doesn't take that long when they're filming. They usually go to locations, from what we've seen from Turkey Bowl and others, that they're getting the shots in a couple days, and they move on to their next shot list.
Yeah, they're shooting there so they don't have to recreate the scene. It takes 2 weeks or something. So, Councilmember Schuler.
Yeah, I mean, my point wasn't that we're gonna have a road closed for 2 weeks,
Sure.
but just like if they're embedded here for several months, there are going to be multiple locations, multiple things. Like, how does that get spelled out in a permit process, just so that we're aware
Yeah.
beforehand? Yeah, I wasn't,
No, yeah.
insinuating that, oh, we'd have Main Street shut down for 2 months. Like, I don't think we would ever do that. But if they're going to be here shooting a film for more than just a weekend, or they're on location for longer, like, how are we thinking about all of the different places that they might be? And is that spelled out on the front end, or do they just keep coming and adding addendums to, oh, we like this location, now we're going to be here for this time? Like, what does that look like?
That's why I like Councilmember Grant's comments, because it almost seems like Tulsa set it up in such a way that they've made it easy for the film industry to come in and be
Catherine.
successful.
Sorry, I'm not being very nice. I was just gonna say, our special event permit, the beauty of that is it allows us to be responsive to particular applications. And I think that's definitely something you would want for this. It is more outward facing, open to, the public kind of thing, so we'd probably need some tweaking for that. But it does give us the opportunity to be nimble based on the application, so that's what we would probably be looking for here too.
Yeah.
Because you're right, I mean, different movies, different days they're filming,
Yeah.
could require so many different things, so.
Just want to make sure that we're as accommodating as possible so that we
Yes.
get the lion's share of these interested people.
Absolutely. So being certified allows Norman to present our assets, as I said, to a much wider audience, to attract productions to our city, as Oklahoma has, as a state, has implemented these incentives, and as we become more attractive to Hollywood and filming here, the other communities that have already been listed and have had films there, start to become well-known within those circles, and so they come back to shoot those. So we want our assets and resources out there, so we get as much of this as we can, and we want to be as accommodating as possible. And so I use Art Walk as a great example. For a production to come and just walk through downtown on an art walk with all the open doors of the shops and everything. Those are the types of sets and things that they don't have to recreate and could really use and be authentic and local here. So.
Right.
So really, that's all I've got. I think that getting something, as long as we cover all of the residents and council's concerns, I think getting this on the agenda to approve something ASAP would let us get our assets out there and start attracting these types of things, because it's not slowing down.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like you've got support around this table. Would this come, I guess, a study session before it's actually agendized? So we can see the permit itself and...
Yeah, we'll kick that around, and just, it's probably a good idea to do a study session or a pre-council conference where we have everybody at the table. Whether or not it's actually a thing that goes in the municipal code that you would have to adopt, or, on the consent calendar, it's just good opportunity to share with the public
I agree.
that this is a thing that we're on board with, and help spread the word, to hopefully those Hollywood execs making the decisions. So the more exposure to the process, I think, the better, and our ability to get that in front of you one more time, and then for a formal adoption, even if it's not an amendment to the municipal code or anything, would still be great PR.
It'd be great. Councilor Holland.
Fully on board for sure, and would just maybe encourage us as a city to do more to recognize, we all know about James Garner, of course, but there's actually a decently long list of famous people that are from Norman, or that went to Norman High or Norman North and have made it pretty successful in Hollywood or in film and stuff like that, in music. And so it'd be cool to kind of have more recognition of that somehow in Norman, if, as being a film destination perhaps. I even remember in the late 2000s, MTV shot two episodes of two different shows here.
Really?
Made and True Life. One was a student at Norman High and the other was a student at Norman North. And I remember the first season of The Bachelor, the runner-up was a woman from Norman. And then there was one year of American Idol where the runner-up was, I think it was runner-up or third or something. He was from Norman. And so there's a lot of
It's crazy.
talent that's come out of Norman that, that could be part of our growth as a film destination.
I think it's across the board. I mean, you talk about all the athletes that we've had leading up in the NFL playoffs. I mean, I think
Yeah.
we should do a better job as a city recognizing the talent that comes from here. Yeah,
The
absolutely. I
Summon
think it's a great
Brothers
idea.
story seems like a TV movie of the week. I don't know. I think
Well, I think. Oh, Dan. Sorry.
So along those lines, once this is approved and once we are a certified friendly community, we're going to roll it out with press releases, and we'll try and get, whether it's Kristen Chenoweth, whose I think parents are from here, get some.
Or Greg Coolidge, he's a Norman guy, and he's the one that wrote and produced Turkey Bowl.
Yeah,
That's
so
the connection.
we will reach out and try and get one of our local Norman celebrities to help us promote this event. We're ready to roll out the red carpet here, so.
I'd be remiss if I didn't plug Norman Film Festival as well. Have them being a crucial player, I think, along this.
Yeah.
Be good for them and good for us.
Chase Spivey has reached out to us about this already, and so we're in contact with him.
Excellent.
One of the London brothers owns property in Norman too. Jason and
Oh, yeah.
like from Mallrats and
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
one of
Jason
those
and
brothers.
Jeremy. Yeah.
Yes, I forget which one it is, but they inherited property in Norman area,
Headington too.
and they came into
does-
one of them came into Friendly Market in the very early days.
is in the
That's how
film industry, right?
that?
Headington, like I can't think his first name right now. Headington, who the two buildings on campus are named after, is in film.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Supports film also, I believe.
There's more
Like
connections here
producer
than
or something
That's
like
so
that. Yeah.
cool.
Did not realize all
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Thank you for the
Of course,
presentation.
Judge Bob.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
Well, if there's no more questions or discussion, I think that you've got what you need from us to kind of move forward. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. This
Good.
meeting is adjourned.